Hello, amazing student. We're going to be going over the first standard, which is standard 2D in the chapter 3 quiz review. So please, if you've not started yet, please start by writing your name, today's date, and the period. So standard 2D is dimensional analysis. Remember the story about NASA. NASA lost millions of dollars because they made an error in conversion rates. So for your quiz, you're going to be, or for standard 2D, dimensional analysis, you are going to be converting. So the instructions here are to round your answers to the nearest hundredth. That means you want to have not the tenths place, but the hundredths place. So round to the nearest hundredth and include your units. So your units could be hours, seconds, miles. Very important to include those things. And also, you must show your work. How did you get to your answer? So our first question is, how many seconds are in 3 weeks? You might not know how many seconds are in 1 week automatically, but do you know how many seconds are in 1 minute? Do you know how many seconds are in 1 hour, or how many minutes are in an hour? So we have to find out how many seconds are in 3 weeks. So how do we get there? Let's start off with 3 weeks. That's our starting point. And what's our goal? Seconds. Okay. So the way we do this is we don't know weeks to seconds, but do we know weeks to days? So I'm going to put weeks on the bottom. 1 week is 7 days. That would cross off weeks. So if we have weeks on top in the numerator and weeks on the bottom, we get to cross those off. Now we're left with 3 times 7 days. Well, 21 days. 3 times 7 is 21 days. 21 days is 3 weeks, so we're on a good start here. Okay, we don't want days, so let's get rid of days. Put it in the denominator. 1 day is, well, how many hours? 24 hours. That would cross off days. All right, now let's cross off hours. How many minutes are in an hour? 60 minutes are in an hour. And finally, that would cross off hours. Finally, how many, let's cross off minutes. How many seconds are in 1 minute? 60 seconds in 1 minute. So that would cross off minutes. And look what's left. Everything is crossed off except for what? Seconds. And that's our goal. So now all we need to do is go ahead and multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. And let's get our answer. 3 times 7 times 24 times 60 times 60.
The answer is 1,814,400.
And in the denominators, we have 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, which we know is just 1. So our final answer is a little over 1.8 million seconds, and that is an exact answer. So alternatively, I'll write this down, alternatively, we could have just done 3 weeks times 7 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes, and we know we need to multiply by 60 to get seconds, and that would still give us the same answer. Let's confirm. 3 times 7 times 24 times 60 times 60.
The answer is 1,814,400.
So that would be our answer. Very good. Next question, number 2. Minimum wage in Castro Valley is $15 an hour. How much money will someone make in a week? Okay, let's underline that. We're going from hours to weeks, no issue. Oh, if they work 40 hours. Okay, maybe we need 40 hours. 40 hours at minimum wage. This means in 1 week, they are working 40 hours. That is the main thing. So let's start off. You make $15 every 1 hour. And how many hours do you work in a week? 40. Okay, your rate, your working rate, your salary, times the number of hours. 40 hours. Check this out. This would cross off, hours would cross off, and we're left with 15 times 40.
It's 600.
We got our answer of $600. Please include the units, because are we making $600? Yes. We're not making 600 cents or 600 miles. It's $600. So include the dollar sign there. Very good. Okay, next up. Question number 3. How much will they make in a year? Oh, wow. 52 weeks. Working 40 hours each week. Let's decide for this. Okay, so let's start. Write down everything you know. We make $15 every hour. Okay, $15 an hour. We're working 40 weeks. Okay, just like we did in the previous problems. Oh, 40 what? Yeah, 40 hours, just like we did in the previous problem. But this time, how many weeks are we working? If we're making 40 hours, we're doing 40 hours a week of work, but we're working 52 weeks. What do we do? 15 times 40 times 52.
The answer is $31,200.
$31,200 in a year working at minimum wage. Okay, so essentially number 3 was just number 2 times 52. And that would give us our answer. So alternatively, I know I didn't mention this previously, but for number 2, what is it? $600 every week. We could write that down, $600 a week. And the next question was asking us, how much would we make if it was 52 weeks? So that's why we just need to multiply by 52 and get our answer. All right, Mr. Wayner. Mr. Wayner loves M&Ms. Number 4. Mr. Wayner loves M&Ms. And if they are in his proximity, if they're close by, he will eat one M&M every 5 seconds. A normal bag contains 56 M&Ms. Okay, if I'm trying to get rid of M&Ms, I'll put it in the denominator. One bag contains 56 M&Ms. Okay? A normal bag contains 56 M&Ms. How many bags of M&Ms will Mr. Wayner eat at this rate in 1 hour? All right, so what's our goal? Our goal is how many bags per hour? That's our goal. So that is going to be an interesting one. Bags per hour. So what does that mean? One M&M is 5 seconds. One bag is 56 M&Ms. We're trying to go from seconds into hours. We already have bag there, so that's a good thing. So how many minutes are in 1 hour? 60 minutes. Okay, because we're trying to go from seconds to hours. So 60 minutes in an hour. And how many seconds are in 1 minute? 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now look at this right here. What can we cross off? What's the same in the numerator as it is in the denominator? Seconds and seconds. Minutes and minutes. We're supposed to cross off M&Ms there. M&Ms and M&Ms. And what are we left with? Check this out. What are we left with? If we do this process, we're left with bags and hours. And that's our goal. So our next task is to multiply the numerators. 1 times 1 times 60 times 60. 1 times 1 times 60 times 60.
That would be 3,600.
And let's multiply the denominators. 5 times 56 times 1 times 1.
It's 280.
Alternatively, we could have done this. 60 times 60 divided by 56 times 5.
It's approximately 321.42.
All right, I made a mistake there because I'm not using a calculator, I'm using Siri there. So, alternatively, we could have multiplied 60 times 60 and then took that number and divided by 5 times 56. So, what is 3,600 divided by 280?
The answer is approximately 12.8571.
12.8571. You want to write your answer like that? You're welcome to. You can also, it says to round to what? It rounds to the nearest hundredth. So to the nearest decimal place would be approximately 12.86 bags in the hour. Okay, if you said for your final answer 13 bags, we agreed that we would accept that answer, approximately 13 bags. If you said approximately, which is this symbol right here, approximately, or you wrote down approximately 13 bags, we would accept that answer as long as you showed the work for the decimal that your calculator gave you. Okay? Now, some people are wondering, is there an easier way to do this? Well, you could use words. So we know we're eating 1 M every 5 seconds. How many M&Ms would that be in 60 seconds? 5 every 5 seconds would be 60 divided by 5 is 12. So that'd be 12 M&Ms every 60 seconds. And I know I need to multiply that by 60 to get 720 M&Ms every hour. So that would be 720. 12 times 60, 720. But I don't want M&Ms. It says how many bags? How many bags? Well, I would have to divide by 56, since there's 56 in every bag. And 720 divided by 56.
The answer is approximately 12.8571.
Will give us the answer of 12.86 bags. So there are alternative ways to do these problems. You're welcome to show any way that you want, how you show your work. The no-brainer method is going to be this one. I do say no-brainer because if you follow the process, it will get you to the answer. But the process is difficult to learn. As you can see, we're crossing off in the numerators and denominators. So show your work the way you want to, okay? And that was standard 2D. So go ahead and move on to the next problems, which is standard 3A and 3D. Flip your paper and work on those during this time, please. Raising your hand when your group is stuck. So yes, find a partner or a group, your group. And if your group doesn't know how to do the answer or how to explain it, raise your hand and the teacher will help you. That's it. Move on to standard 3A and 3D.